यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ओम ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। May the Almighty Shri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, wealth, health and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family members and friends. Let us begin Srimad Bhagavad Gita, verse number 13 of 9th chapter. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ दैवीं प्रकृतिम् आश्रिताः भजन्त्यन्यन्यमनसः ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययम्. Bhagavan Krishna, in the last two verses, he spoke about non-believer of God. And also he mentioned about their ability of understanding, their presentation means executing method karma, means their performance of the karma and the result of karma. So three of them goes vain. Though they are thinking themselves away from the Prakriti Tattva, but they come under the Prakriti Tattva alone. It's known as Avidyayam Antare Vartamanaha Swayandhira Panditam Manyamanaha Janghanyamanaha Pariyanti Mudhaha Andhe Naiva Niyamanaha Yathandhaha. The Upanishad says these people who are veiled by avidya alone. Avidya means what? Prakriti Tattva. And they have become slave of what? Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So this is what the last Rakshasim Asurim Chaiva Prakritim Ashritaha. So they become slave of Prakriti alone, but Prakriti has got three gunas. So one is called Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. But these people, by their attitude, by their understanding, by their action, they become slave of Rajoguna and Tamoguna, where they deluded more. So they are completely deluded. They cannot have proper life, because life should have the clear knowledge, otherwise we cannot take further. So now Mahatmanaha, there are souls, those divine souls, I can call it divine souls. Mahatmanaha means Mahanta. They are respected by Ishvara alone. Bhagavan himself says Mahatmanaha, Mahan Atma Yasya. So do they have a vast mind? No. The mind in which a proper understanding of Ishvara is taking place. For them, world is nothing but Ishvara. For them, destination is nothing but Ishvara. For them, the life, action, performance, everything is only towards Ishvara. That's what he is saying. So this Mahatmanaha Devim Prakritim Ashritaha, who is occupied with or by, so the divine Prakriti means Sattva Guna, the nature of Sattva. In the 16th chapter, Bhagavan himself will explain so about these people, because the 16th chapter, so 1:6 I'm talking about, so it completely gives the same topic. So Deva Guna and Asura Guna. He named as Daiva Sampat Asura Sampat. Daivasura Sampat Vibhaga Yoga. The yoga which gives division, distinguish of these two kinds of nature. Deva nature means divine nature and demon nature. 2D, only 2D natures are there, divine and demon. These divine nature people are explained in the 3 verses in the 16th chapter. Abhayam sattva samshuddhihi jnana yoga vyavasthitihi danam damascha yajnascha swadhyayastapa arjavam ahimsa satyam Tyagashantirapayshunam daya bhuteshvaloluktvam mardavam hrira chapalam tejaha kshamadhriti shaucham adroho nati manita bhavanti sampadam daivim abhijatasya pandava. So beautifully, all the aspects of Daiva Sampat people. Sampat means wealth. The wealth which is in the form of knowledge, which is in the form of action, which is in the form of destination in their mind, known as Daiva Sampat. So he is endowed with Daiva Sampat. When you have your destination, God, nothing but God alone, then you are endowed with Daivi Sampat. Because when Sattva is predominating in your mind, that's a boon. In 2nd chapter itself, Bhagavan said, so Nitya Sattvastho Bhava. So there is, he says, so you be endowed with Sattva Guna. So in that place there are 2 meanings. So you endowed with Satya Vastu and you endowed with Sad Prakriti. Once you come to know about the Brahman, the concept which we call it supreme consciousness. So once you are able to encounter the knowledge, that's what considered as supreme knowledge. So that knowledge which brings a proper knowledge of Ishvara. So once you get the knowledge of Ishvara, then the life after that, so after attaining knowledge, you will be automatically endowed with Sattva Guna Prakriti. Your life will be converted magically with the Sattva Guna Prakriti. Then life after knowledge, life after surrendering. You know, there are 2 kinds of spiritual life. So once you fix God is nothing but my destination, okay, at that time you have the choice to surrender towards Him. So once you surrender, your life changes. At that time also Prakriti helps you. Now you are detaching from Asura Sampat and Rakshasa Sampat. You are detaching your system from Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Therefore you surrender. Prakriti will help. Because Prakriti is Mahamaya, which is under control of Ishvara. Therefore, she will help for the people who wants to have the progress in the spiritual life. After surrendering, there is a life. So that life is a magic. It's a magic number 1. It's a wonder. Because once you depend on Ishvara, He will pull you. That's what, He will pull you. Otherwise, if you are struggling, He will just lift you and He Himself will carry you up to the knowledge. See, knowledge is the destination. So when you convert yourself into a jignasu state, I cannot say how to express that life, completely taken care of by Ishvara alone. The life, whoever may criticize you, whoever may wants to disturb you, everybody will be kept away. Your route will be clear. That's God's responsibility. That's God's responsibility. Life after surrendering. When you surrender, you purposely convert world into God. So when you started seeing God everywhere, so God is not visible. You have not understood para prakriti and apara prakriti. You have not understood sixth principle of God, which is told in this chapter. So avyaktatvam, sarvagatatvam, then asangatvam. So all adhishtanatvam, these all these things you are not aware. But so you learnt from Purana, you learnt from Bhagavata. So the life is nothing but Krishna, the life nothing but Mahavishnu, the life which is nothing but Adipara Shakti, Lalita Tripura Sundari. So you see the world in the form of God, then world will only give the blessings which is given by God, because this world is Prakriti. Prakriti has got its own programming method. Then the Prakriti will understand this person, so he has given up everything. Then Ishvara is the destination for him. I should give him a proper environment. But in the beginning, you have lots of karma phalas. Those karma phalas will come in front of you in order to test you. And people will say that why your God is it he a sadist? Because sadist people who enjoy by seeing other people experience pain. When you experience in the, you cry in the pain, these saddest people, they will enjoy by seeing that. Is your deity, your God is sadist? No. You are dealing with your own karma phala. Man, you were the karta. Now you want to cross the samsara ocean. That's okay. But your karma phalas is there. Because Prakriti is pre-planned, pre-programmed. But you are given a choice to make the decision. You are using your free will. Every one of us, we do have free will. No animals have, and no birds, no other plants. They may be, but according to the Shastra, human beings have that boon. We can use our free will. Once you surrender, making decision, yes, I will surrender. Go to Tirumala, just do Sashtanga Namaskara. So I have surrendered to you. Just you say, and you look at, so you will shed the tears. And whatever the Ishta Devata you have, you can go to Sri Rangam, you can go to Parthasarathi temple and Padmanabha temple. So wherever you can go, or you can go to Lord Shiva's temple in front of Shivlinga, just do Sashtanga Namaskara and just you decide, I am surrendering myself. Nothing there can be surrendered because you don't own anything. Because the system is Prakriti. Your wishes is Prakriti, but your will, I am surrendering. And then Prakriti will convert. That Sattva Shuddhija Prakriti, that Sattva Guna Prakriti will give a kind of hug. Hug means you don't take physically. So she will compassionately, she will do anugraha on you. So those people known as Daivim Prakritim Ashritaha. Ashritaha means who have taken refuge or shelter in the Sattva Guna Prakriti. But that Ashritaha means who is also blessed. That can be the meaning interpreted. Who is blessed with Sattva Guna Prakriti. In the 16th chapter, in the beginning itself, Bhagavan begins Abhayam Sattvashun Suddhihi. Abhayam. So first the fear will go away. The Sattva Guna people won't have fear. So once you surrender, you are away from your fear. All kinds of fear. From every day-to-day life fear up to death fear. Every fear goes away. Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhihi. Then your Sattva Guna things, predominating. So these three verses he explains well. So that meaning of those verses we will see there. But here we continue. So once you surrender, your life becomes wonder. Then once you achieve knowledge, so life becomes, it's marvelous. then sattva guna becomes your sattva guna, because you find an identification with Ishvara. Then sattva guna will be very much favorable to you. First sattva guna will bless you, then sattva guna will become very favorable to you. All the sankalpa which you get, that belongs to Ishvara Sankalpa. Therefore, this Prakriti will do whatever you make as a Sankalpa. That's what, Jnaninam Sankalpaha Ishvara Sankalpameva. The Sankalpa means whatever the desire, whatever the decision is made by the person who is knower of Brahman. So that is considered as a Ishvara Sankalpa. That Sankalpa is nothing but Loka Sangraham, which was told in the 3rd chapter. It's a magic. It's a magic only will produce auspicious things to the humanity, to all the creatures in the earth. Okay, then he says, Ananya Manasaha Bhajanti. Ananya Manasaha means with Vyavasayatyamika Buddhi, not distracted by any other worldly aspects. He may have the goal, he may have the responsibility in his family, but he will follow that responsibility. He will also work for that, but completely mind is focusing in the surrendering to the God. That person, Avyayam Jnatva, Avyayam Bhutadim, Avyayam Jnatva. So after understanding imperishable cause of the entire creation, see, becoming aware about imperishable cause of all creation, he will set a proper devotion, bhakti. That's what known as Ananya Manasaha means, so proper bhakti. That proper bhakti, which is nothing but wonder. He continues in the next shloka. Let us read it. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridhavratah namasyantascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. He says, Ananya Manasaha Bhajanti, who worship me with Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, with completely dedicated, focused, concentrated mind, means with complete surrendering. Then what they do? Satatam Kirtayantaha. They become, first, let us change the order. Yatantascha Dridhavrataha. They set 2 kinds of qualifications. So they are not drowsiest people, laziest people. They become, so effort making people. So effortful people. Yatantaha. They won't become slave of tamoguna, rajoguna. Not overdoing people, not drowsy, lazy people. They make proper effort what to be made. That too constant effort. Dridhavrataha, because they have fixed God is the goal. So with determined mind people. Satatam kirtayantaha. These 2 realities are very important. Anything you do, abhyasa vairagya. Now yatantaha means, so they are effortful people means who are endowed with abhyasa yoga. These 2 words are is a proper word and marvelous words to explain throughout spiritual journey. The spiritual journey means nothing but these 2 words, abhyasa vairagya. Now yatantaha means those people are abhyasis. So what is to be abhyasa, what is to be practiced means shama, dama, etc. Shama, dama, uparama, titiksha and samadhanam. These things are preliminary qualifications to pursue the Vedanta knowledge, which we saw in the first chapter itself. They bring discipline in their life, not giving much priority to indriya vishaya bhoga. They are not just losing their self by giving focus on the enjoyment, worldly enjoyment. No. They are completely focused on Ishvara alone. Yatantaha. Dridhavrataha means Vairagyavantaha. Vairagyanaha. So their Vairagya means what? A kind of mind which is endowed with dispassion. Unshaken mind. So no worldly enjoyment will shake him. For him, this worldly enjoyment is a food which is vomited. It cannot be taken back, because every enjoyment, it seems to be as though a very attractive enjoyment, but it brings visha. Arambe amritamiva pariname visham bhavati. In the beginning, it seems to be a marvelous nectar, but by the time it becomes poison. But this spiritual activities, which seems to be in the beginning poison, getting early in the morning in my young age, by 4:30 in the morning in the month of Margashirsha, because we should go to the temple. So in the temple there is Tirupavai, Tiruvambavai, and Ramayana, Mahabharata, and there was a Vittal temple, Panduranga temple. So I used to go. That temple is managed by few of my family people. So it's a huge temple under the mountain. Beautiful Panduranga temple. So Vittal temple, I still remember in the Margashirsha month, so many, lectures and pujas and bhajan, kirtans. So it was a wonderful, heavenly experience. So even, sometimes we miss. So engage with lots of innocence and with all enthusiastic nature. When we go, and all those people, the people who were doing puja, the people who were organizing program, and the people who were executing it, then the people who came to give lectures. So those all people, so God has blessed us through all of them. So all of them who were Mahatmanaha. That life, it's a heavenly life. That is bringing the nature of Vairagya, Viragatvam, that information, that enjoyment. So when you go to temple, so you have that satisfaction. Still now, you go to temple at any time, especially in the morning time. If you go by 5:30, so you and God. So nature sets a Satvika Guna. Satvika Guna means it's a peaceful time. Okay, that peaceful time is pleasant inside, outside environment. You can enjoy yourself. If you start going to the temple early in the morning, any temple you go in the morning in India. So outside of India also, any temple which is observed Vedic rituals or Pauranika rituals, you go in the morning. You can feel the divinity, means the divineness in you, experiencing divinity. But in the beginning, when we were woken up, means we were disturbed our sleep by our parents, my God, it was like a hell kind of, we wanted to sleep a little bit more because we have to go to school and Pathashala. My God, it was like a hell experience. But slowly, after a few years, so if a month of Margashirsha, when it ends, so our mind will become, it will cry to get that all lectures, all pujas. So Arambe Vishamiva Pariname Amritam Bhavati. That's what, constant effort with Daivi Sampat. Dridhavrataha. They are very determined minded. And Satatam Kirtayantaha. So they always, they do bhajan, they glorify the Ishvara. Their every day-to-day life, they glorify Ishvara by singing Ishvara's song, by chanting mantras, by performing puja, and by doing seva to the creatures. Namasyantascha mam bhaktya, and they will set humility. That humility. And my guru have told, this covering, this is known as yoga pattam. It cannot be removed. Even the condition when we go to sleep, so we need not to remove, because the world is nothing but Ishvara. We should humility. The humility means namrata. That in order to symbolize that humility, we are covering it. So you might have seen in our people, among our people. So there's the ladies. So when elderly people come, they wear it. So my guru said, though it has got more significant meaning, because this Brahmarandhram, so it is given Diksha. Okay, when the Diksha is given, after that it is covered. So this place becomes mean. This place, it should not be shown. And this place, this head also we use in order to show our ego. A king means he should have the freedom. So that freedom, it shows that he is a king. So this head part we use, and young age, adult people, they use, they comb, keep on combing. So that's in order to avoid it, we have to, it's a kind of matured level. So setting humility, proper understanding, not giving priority to our ego, and sticking with our mantra. So this all indication is given, it's known as yoga pattam. And when you wear first time, you feel uncomfortable, okay, but it's a traditional way. So there are varieties of traditional, this is our choice, we can select. But so what Guru says, that's Vedavakyam, Namasyantascha. So Namasyantascha means being humility with all the puja activities, with all the concept which is being given or followed from family to family, guru to shishya, like parampara. Giving respect to those activities. If there is a Kula Devata worship in our home, these youngsters nowadays, so we have to pity on them, because that's what the truth is. They are pitiable people. So pity, so they are not understanding value. Now this mal culture, nothing wrong in that. Let them go, let them attire in their own way. What I say, let them be rishis inside. So India is the country. India has got the soil of Bharata, Sanatana Dharma. It has got rishitvam in it. They have to be rishi, modern rishis. So inside they have to be Patanjali, they have to be Vedavyasa, they have to be like Ramanuja, Shankara and Madhva. But outside they can appear as a modern people. Nothing wrong in that. I welcome that all these modern things means what? Say they are refreshed. So up to the level, the body mind should not be collapsed. The food system should be proper, and that enjoyment should be proper, so that they can develop their life. They need not to collapse their system. So up to that we can accept and we can welcome. But one thing, they should not have this garvam. That garvam means a kind of a superiority complex towards forefathers. You don't know nothing. You don't know anything. That's the attitude, because they know how to operate computer, how to operate mobile and new mobile. Therefore, what these all elderly people are pressurized to learn all these new things. So that's okay. That's a different job, different topic. But what I feel, Namasyantasya, that person who is endowed with Sattva Guna, he becomes a person who is in the form of humility. Mam Bhaktya Nitya Yukta Upasati. They worship me in daily basis, regularly. So that worship is known as Ananya Manasaha Bhajanti. So how do they worship? The method also is given in the next words. Jnana yogena chapyante yajanto mamupasate yekatvena prathatvena bahudha vishvato mukham. So these words says what kind of worships they set. So, what kind of worship they should have? There are many varieties of worship according to their knowledge. The first Jnana Yajna is a kind of puja, and Prithaktvena Bahudha. Ekatvam means Advaita Bhakti, Bahutva means Dvaita Bhakti, and there is many varieties of even upasanas are there. Karma upasana. That's what we saw in the 8th chapter. These words we will just understand from next episode tomorrow. I'll see you. Harihi Om. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.